So a lot of people have been asking about sleep paralysis, and I thought I'd make a quick video to explain a bit more about it and what you can do to possibly avoid it if it's something that's bothering you. So for those who don't know, sleep paralysis is what happens when your body is trying to go to sleep and your mind is sort of caught up in the middle of it. So usually we're not conscious of this process, so we'll go to sleep, our mind and body will fall asleep at the same time, and we'll enter a paralysis, which is the body's way of stopping you acting out your dreams in the night. So if you didn't have sleep paralysis, if no one had it, then you would, when you're dreaming, say if you were dreaming about running down the street, you would physically act out that running in waking life. And you might kick the cupboard over or something, you might injure yourself. So the reason the body paralyzes your muscles when you sleep is so that you can't act out your dreams in the night. So it's a very good thing to have, and if we didn't have it, we'd probably have a lot more injuries, right? So it's not a bad thing. The problem is that sometimes you can wake up in the middle of the process, so you can actually be trying to go to sleep normally, and you'll find that you wake up in the middle of sleep paralysis, and it can be very scary. You won't be able to move, obviously, but you'll be very aware of the fact that you can't move. It'll be quite a terrifying experience, and it can be, it can put you off lucid dreaming. So, there are two ways that you can stop sleep paralysis when it's happening. The first one is to start by slowly moving like your fingers or your eyes or your mouth. These are the things that are the least affected by sleep paralysis, because usually it affects the bigger muscle groups first and most powerfully. So it's going to stop your legs, your arms and your torso from being able to move. But if you really try, you can move your fingers, or you can move, you can swallow, you can look around. So do those things, and then slowly move towards moving your hand, and then your whole arm, and then before you know it, you're out of it, and you're awake. Okay, because an important thing to remember is that it's sort of there's a fine line between being awake and being asleep, and sleep paralysis is right in the middle of it. So you are awake in your mind, but you can't move, and that means that you're just on the edge of going to sleep. So to exit sleep paralysis, you can either go into a lucid dream directly, or you can just wake up. So to wake up, like I said, start by moving your fingers or a small part that you can move that isn't going to be paralyzed that much. Or you could enter a lucid dream from sleep paralysis. Now to do that, there are several ways you could do it. You could either do a wild wake-induced lucid dream where you just literally let yourself drift into the dream, okay? And to do that, you just visualize things, you see the shapes, and you let things materialize in front of you. You might see lines, colors, different parts of a dream scene, and you just naturally let yourself enter the dream like that. Or you can just let yourself fall asleep, and this is probably the most common, and this is what most people do, right? This is what most people do without realizing it. They're in sleep paralysis, they can't move, they just let themselves fall asleep. And you can naturally enter a lucid dream like that. To do that, you just tell yourself, as you're in sleep paralysis, I will lucid dream. You just keep telling yourself this over and over again, and eventually you do. Okay, so two ways of doing it. But just to reiterate the first point, sleep paralysis is not a bad thing. If you didn't have it, you'd be kicking around and you'd hurt yourself in the night. So it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's nothing to be scared of, and you shouldn't worry about it. So that's it, guys. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, and I'll see you next time.